What's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with a video where we're going to be doing a preview video and an injury report on the Washington Commanders game, as the Washington Commanders will be taking on the Minnesota Vikings tomorrow. And I understand this video is late, but your boy, as you can tell by my voice, if you can't, I'm under the weather. I'm pretty sure I have COVID again because I lost my sense and taste and smell. Which sucks, you know what I'm saying? I hate getting this COVID, man. This is my second time having it, and I always take for granted the ability to taste and smell until it's gone. I miss it so much. I miss the ability to smell food. I miss the ability to taste food and just smell the world, man. It sucks so bad, but I hope at some point I'll get over it again. And hopefully this is my last time ever catching it, man. It sucks. It's the worst thing. But I'm able to push through it. But that's why this video is coming out on Saturday night. You know, I normally have this out either earlier in the day or Friday. But your boy's been, been sick. But hopefully I'm fine. I can get over this thing, man. And hopefully they can, make me a little bit better tomorrow with a win. I was supposed to go to the game tomorrow too, man, which sucks also. But before we get into today's video, I have a big announcement I want to make. Monday, November 7th, I will be airing my first ever episode for TOTM. What is TOTM, you ask? That is the top of the morning show hosted by Juan Gotti. It's going to be a sports show Monday that I go live on the channel. It's going to be like a podcast thing. Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays at 9 in the morning. I want to be your radio show. You want to be your live stream, your morning sports show that you listen to on the way to work, at work, doing your morning exercise, or whatever morning activities you have to do. That is what TOTM is there for. It can help you get through it. You can listen to it while you're doing your morning duties. We're obviously going to talk Commanders. We're going to talk NFL, all anything sports world. That's what we're going to talk about. Hell, we might even talk about some music stuff if we want to, but majority of it's going to be Commanders and sports stuff. But maybe if that interests you and that's what you want to listen to in the morning, TOTM airs Monday, November 7th. First episode will be coming out. Top of the morning sports show hosted by Juan Gotti. Hope to see you guys over there. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. One with 5,000 subscribers. Hit the subscribe button again if you haven't already. Thank you so much. Now, let's get straight into today's video. Sorry for the long intro, but I had to let you guys know why I've been away for a little bit. Your boy is sick, but let's get into this preview, man. First things first. We got a revenge game. Not really a revenge game, but a return game. Kirk Cousins, Kevin O'Connell returning back to Washington for the first time, since their departures. It has a little bit validity to it for probably the fans. But for Kirk Cousins, he really has no attachment to this team. This isn't the same team that he knew when he left. One, we were named the Redskins. And two, this whole roster is literally changed. The only people that was here when he was here was probably Tressway. And is that it? Like, Tressway, that's probably like the only guy that was here during that tenure where one Kirk Cousins was still here. I'm trying to think. None of the wide receivers were here. None of the running backs was here. None of the offensive linemen were here. I don't think anybody on the defense. Maybe Jonathan Allen's rookie year. Kirk Cousins was able to meet him, whatever. But nobody on the defensive line really outside of John Allen. Linebacking core, no. Secondary, no. So, he really has no attachment to this team. Obviously, the fans, we have attachment to him, and it's going to be a return game for Kirk Cousins because we obviously know what he is, and what he did for this franchise. What did he do for this franchise? But, really, he has no attachment to this team. So, it really doesn't mean anything to him. Kevin O'Connell's a little bit different because he was in the building with Ron Rivera. He not with him, but he interviewed for the offensive coordinator spot, and looking at hindsight 2020, I know Ron Rivera probably wish he gave him that offensive coordinator job. But then again, Kevin O'Connell probably would have been plucked by now, but at least he would have had us playing well for that 1 year. Kevin O'Connell's a good guy, man. This is the guy that I wanted to be the head coach. Like, I saw it. I knew he was going to be a head coach. I literally said it. Go back in the archives. My first ever year on YouTube, I talked about it was the 2019 season. And I talked about Kevin O'Connell, and I said I want Kevin O'Connell back as the head coach. I think he can be good. He's the only guy that got Dwayne Haskins playing good. May God rest his soul. You know what I'm saying? Imagine what he could have did for Dwayne Haskins. Maybe Dwayne Haskins would have actually planned out if we would have went with Kevin O'Connell as the head coach, or even the offensive coordinator for that matter. This guy is good. He gets it. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan kind of guys. And what's new? All those guys seem to come through Washington at some point, right? But yeah, Kevin O'Connell, he talked about Terry McLaurin this week, and he said he just knew that we had to get our hands on it. He started Jay Gruden. He said at some point we knew we was going to have to get our hands on it. Jay Gruden even came on the podcast earlier this week on, I believe, John Kime's show, and it was like, hey, if Terry McLaurin was, if we had a second-round pick, we would have took Terry in the second round, but we didn't have a second-round pick because we traded up in that draft to get Montez Sweat. So Jay Gruden even alluded to the ability to Terry McLaurin, so they know how good he is, right? So that's a little bit nuggets on that. Now let's get to the injury report. The Minnesota Vikings, let's start with them. They really don't have nothing. The only thing is their biggest out this week is one Dub Thompson, and that is big for them because they have a really, really stout run defense, and he's a big part of the reason why. Now, with him being out, Washington may have some success on the ground. Cam Danstry's questionable, but I believe he's going to play, and I believe Adam Thielen is the last guy that was on that injury report for them, and I believe he is going to play as well. So they're pretty healthy. Us, on the other hand, Jahan Dotson out yet again. David Mayo's out. Cole Holcomb's out. You got J.D. McKissick who is out, which is another big blow because, I mean, I talked about it on Pedro's stream. I literally got off of Pedro's stream 30 seconds ago before I started pressing record. I talked about, I said, J.D. McKissick, man, he's dealing with a neck injury yet again, which is concerning, not just for football, but for his ability to be a man, you know what I'm saying, and a regular functional human, man. This is neck injuries that we're talking about. This is career changing. This is career ending, career altering. And for him to have yet another neck injury, I just feel for the guy as far as a human. I hope he's okay. I don't even care about him returning to football. I want him to get that checked out, man, because remember last year, he missed the last 5 games with the neck injury. So I really hope he's okay first, and at some point I would love to get him back, but I really just hope he's okay, because again, neck injuries are nothing to play with. And then you talk about losing Cole Holcomb for yet another week, and then now you got no David Mayo, who David Mayo actually played solid last week. Could have had an interception last week. So with him, with no Cole Holcomb, no David Mayo, you're now with John Bostic and Jamin Davis. So that's a little bit concerning too, considering the fact that this team will pass a lot. You don't really like John Bostic in on pass coverage now. So hopefully we go safety in the box next to Jamin Davis to play that linebacker role. Maybe some Cameron Curl or Derek Forrest rather. So, I mean, you can find ways to, fix the alternatives of not having a many linebackers, but that's just going to open up the run game, too, if you do that. So, defensive coordinator Jack DeRue is going to have his hands full. Now, let's talk about some keys to victory. What do Washington have to do? One thing Washington has to do is give 17 the ball. You got to give 1-7 the ball, man. I mean, he is one of the best receivers in football, and I just wish Scott Turner got that through his head that we have to get Terry McLaurin the ball. There's no reason why Terry McLaurin should be leaving this game with at least 10, leaving every game with at least not 10 to 12 targets. He has to have at least 10 to 12 targets before the game is over each and every week. But Scott Turner just doesn't get that. He treats this guy like he's just a regular guy, and he's not just one of the best receivers in football, okay? We got to find a way to get 17 going, whether it's in the air, whether it's handing it off to him. We got to find a way to get him going early and let this secondary of the Vikings know that it's going to be a problem, because the secondary for the Vikings is not that good. You know what I'm saying? They got Cam Dantzler, who's solid, but he's dealing with an injury. You got an older Patrick Peterson and then an older Harrison Smith who's still playing good ball at his age. Still, you got to find a way to take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? They got a nice linebacking core, and again, they have a nice running defense who's going to be missing Dalvin Thompson, but it's still really good. And obviously, they have a really good pass rush led by Zadarius Smith. So you got to find a way to initiate the pass and get Terry McLaurin the ball. Next key that I have, and I'm going to go defense here, you got to find a way to get Kirk Cousins under duress. Kirk Cousins, if he has time, is going to shred us. You know that. Kirk Cousins we know this guy up close and personal. We've seen him for 6 years of his career. He can be up there in the best with the better quarterbacks in the league. You know what I'm saying? He is a gunslinger. He can shred you. You know what I'm saying? If you give him the time to. But if you can find a way to disrupt his timing, get pressure in his face on multiple occasions, you know he's prone to turn over the ball. You know he's able to throw into mistakes if you can find a way to force him into them. But if you let him sit back there all day, have the time, he's going to pick you apart. He got weapons galore, okay? If it's not Justin Jefferson, who's one of the best receivers in football, it's KJ Osborne. If it's not KJ Osborne, it's Adam Thielen. They just got a new pickup in TJ Hawkinson, who will have to play for the second time this year. Then they got also in the backfield James Madison and obviously Dalvin Cook. This offense is loaded. So we gotta find a way to neutralize it. I don't have much faith in our secondary to contain Justin Jefferson. It is what it is. Hopefully we can limit the damage, but I already know he's gonna go off tomorrow. You know, we don't really have anybody to cover him, and we're a zone scheme, so we don't really have no one that's gonna shadow him. So it's gonna be a lot of Rashad Wild Goose. You know what I'm saying? A lot of Benjamin St. Juste, which if Benjamin St. Juste was able to follow him, I would love that. Just one, if he gets cooked, it's better practice for him and more, more work for him. But I have faith in Juice one-on-one against Justin Jefferson. But we run a lot of zones, so we're not going to be doing a lot of one-on-one mano-a-mano matchups. If that was the case, William Jackson would never got traded if we were going to do that. But yeah, this is going to be a tough game for this secondary, man. I hope we're up for the challenge. I hope we can contain them because they have a lot of weapons, man. I really do think so. Another key that I probably have is we got to find a way to stay balanced. You know what I'm saying? Stay balanced. If you want to beat this team, you can't get too run heavy. You can't get too pass happy. Okay? You got to find a way to have a steady diet of both. Now, I will say this. If they start to shut down the run game, you got to go to the pass game. You got to draw up some play action pace. You got to get Taylor Heineke out on a run. You know what I'm saying? Move the pocket. Don't have him standing up there in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? That's how Zadarius Smith is going to kill him. Because they don't just use Zadarius Smith as an edge rusher. They line him up over top of the center. That could be bad for Taylor Heineke. So we got to find a way to get the ball out quick. We got to find a way to try to stay balanced. But if we don't get a chance to stay balanced and the run game is shut down, you got to come up with better passing opportunities for Taylor Heineke. I mean, again, this secondary does not scare me. We have to take advantage of it, okay? If we want to have a chance to win this game. So that's what we're going to have to do. That's just 3 keys to victory. Now, let's get to the final outcome of this game. I have Washington losing this game. I understand it's going to be a blackout game. All of this stuff with Dan Snyder is probably going to bring a lot more fans into the stadium. I understand that. You know, Kirk Cousins coming back, Taylor Heineke and Scott Turner, both were under the Vikings, in the Vikings organization at 1.2, so they can play with a little bit of chip on their shoulder. Rest in peace to Miss Rivera, Ron's mom, who passed away this week, too. They're going to be playing with a heavy heart for Coach Ron Rivera, obviously, too. So with all that being said, I hope they use that as motivation and we find a way to get this win, but I just don't see it. I think the Vikings are the better team, and I think they're coming and riding high with the big game versus the Buffalo Bills next week. So I have the Minnesota Vikings winning this game 25-19. Taylor Heineke is going to have this team with a chance to get another walk-off victory, and en route to him coming back, he throws a back-crushing pick to end the game, and Washington lose 25-19. So yeah, man, that is my preview video. Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section down below. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you're new, want to run to 5,000 subscribers, and subscribe button again if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to check out TOTM, Top of the Morning Sports Show, that I will be starting up this Monday, making its debut episode that will be formed into a podcast morning show. So I hope to see you guys supporting that, and see you guys tomorrow for the game play-by-play live stream. As always, big boy Juan Gotti, like, comment, and subscribe. Help to watch the Commander. See you guys tomorrow at 12:50, 12:45 for the game play-by-play. As always, I'm out. Peace. Cross me one time, that's gonna get you popped.